Welcome to AfriMind. Today we're having a conversation with Dr. Olumide Taiwo. He's an economist and he's currently a research fellow at the Brookings Institution, which is a think tank based in Washington, D.C. And today we're going to cover a wide range of topics, from why do policies seem to fail in Africa to what's going on with Zimbabwe. And then finally, we're going to revisit a very old topic, which is foreign aid in Africa. How do we get past that? Thank you very much. And once again, welcome to the conversation with Dr. Olumide Taiwo. Thank you very much, Olu, for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
So I want to talk today about Nigeria.
Okay.
And linking that to the resource curse.
Okay.
So we both come from, so both Nigerians, we both come from a very rich country.
Okay.
And yet Nigeria still collects, receives foreign aid.
Yeah.
And so, a lot of commentators, lots of people feel that if African economies, Nigeria included, were to use their resources properly and for the right reasons, then we wouldn't need any Western aid. And so the question is, what are your thoughts about it? And how can we move past this, this aid culture?
Okay. That assertion is correct.
Okay.
We should be able to. Foreign aid is not, is not meant to, the original idea of foreign aid, of aid, is not to keep you, is not to keep a person permanently on the feeding bottle.
Yeah.
It's to, it's to give you feeding bottle for a while, to assist you gain some nutrients in yourself, in your body, and then so that you get to a point that you are able to now make up, right, for this gap that you had that aid was filling.
Okay.
And so that you get on your feet and then you become independent, you sort of work yourself out of depending on foreign aid. But I think that over the years, there's politics in it, international politics basically, that sort of created a situation where countries now become dependent on aid. But other than that, there are also conditions that create that problem.
Yeah.
For example, what areas of the economy do aid flows try to assist in? If you look at USA, for example, in the last 10 years, he's been huge on HIV/AIDS.
Exactly.
And so, although there are other areas of the economy that the West has been trying to support. So, but what has been happening, basically, what I think is a problem, is that, on average, we have not been able to transfer our natural generosity, to translate it into financial terms.
Okay.
If you look at the survey that was done, a world survey on attitudes towards giving, philanthropy, giving to somebody else. What I discovered was that in terms of helping somebody, when somebody's in need, Africans, I think that they do best. But when it comes to giving financially, right, to a program, philanthropic giving, it's quite low.
I'm looking at the cultural context, and you think maybe there's giving in a family, extended family context where people give there's lots of remittances we see, but that's going to family members. We see people taking in cousins and living communally. Is that the reason why it's not translating to, funding of projects? Because it's going to what people see giving as sort of like a give to my own. Yeah,
you're right in some sense. But that could be one of the reasons why we haven't had that kind of translation. But on the other hand, there is also an idea. For instance, why would it be? Because I've been to some streets in the place where I've lived. You see on your left and your right, cozy house, very big houses, almost mansion type. But the road, so bad. Right?
Yeah.
The road passing through the area is so bad. So the question is, why wouldn't these folks think about building this road?
So you can enter your house peacefully.
Yeah, exactly. So that your cars are going to be dirty off, your cars are going to break down, because of the potholes. So why would that happen? And I think that it's still in the way of thinking, right? That it's government, belongs to government. Government want to do that. So a lot of very little things. So except when you go to the village, that people just communally, they say, let's fix it, let's fix that. Once you come out of the very small villages, you find there's the public goods that are underprovided, because this sense of let's provide for collective good, it's still very limited, and that's what sort of drives the way that people think about giving to others. The other thing is that in economies, for example, in the US, philanthropic givings, they attract tax incentives. Right? They are tax incentives for you to be able to give to people and then get tax deductions. And I think if we're able to get it up and provide incentives for people who would naturally be willing to give to causes, give to philanthropic issues, give to research, give to local centers of them, I think that things will change. I think somebody said development is attitude.
Okay.
Yeah, it's attitude. The attitude towards anything, attitude towards use of resources. That's what has to change before we can talk about development. If we cannot keep doing the same thing the same way, even if you have lots of money coming to the country, nothing might change, because you have money, I have money. Hey, this place, if I keep my money here, this was going to come at me, come after me at night and chase me out and collect my money. Hey, I'm going to send it overseas, right? That's what a lot of people do. Find out Nigerians and that they're going on vacation. They don't even think about, hey, look, I have this money. I should be able to help my economy, right? Not just taking it and throwing it somewhere else. The same thing with corruption, right? Take the money, take it overseas, right? So that it will be out of reach of everyone else. So I think it's that attitude that has to change, and it can change if we understand that that's a problem.
So some of the solutions you're looking at is looking at tax incentives, for example, looking at ways to build, systems in which people can actually give funding for development.
Exactly.
And we have this initiative that I think was talked about a while, mostly in Ethiopia, but looking at diaspora bonds, where the diaspora can give, philanthropic donations to infrastructure projects back home.
Right.
And would something like that be in line with what you're thinking, or is that just a subset here?
I think it's part of it.
Okay.
Anything we can do. For example, alumni associations, right? What do they do? Hey, this is a university. They have funding problems. They can't fund the good research. A lot of good faculties are leaving. What do we do as a alumni association? We call ourselves and say, hey, let's all put money together to ensure that we can have the right facilities. We can support the university to retain knowledge producers, right? So those are things that we can do. But people have to. There has to be some incentives, because people are naturally selfish, as economists tend to.
So social investment, not necessarily granting grants.
There should be some incentive for people to do that, and I think that would drive leadership. And if there's emphasis on maybe from the top, or emphasis from some corners, and say, look, these are important things we're thinking about. This is how these other nations move ahead. We shouldn't wait for government to be the one doing everything, to be the one funding everything, right? To be the one that has to be in everything. If there are ways in which we can help, we should be able to bring it forward. I think that's former British Prime Minister Tony Blair said one thing, that when you think about economies or sectors of development, people talk about private sector, public sector, they say there's a third wheel of development. It's philanthropy. That's giving. People giving for causes, giving, just say, I'm going to give for this purpose. I'm going to give for this purpose. I think that's kind of idea, spirit with that we still need to develop. And it's going to be a change of attitude, rather than saying, hey, I have this money. But I think we're seeing some of that right now, because I know some people that have tons of money overseas, but what they're doing now is that they're bringing them back home and investing in them, creating jobs and creating knowledge. I know somebody who has a lot of money overseas and is sort of bringing it back to establish a university and paying faculties, and creating a whole economy and helping knowledge creation and development of human capital of the future generation.
So basically, less foreign aid, more domestic aid.
Sure.
Fantastic.
That's how we get off the feeding board.
Exactly. Thank you very much.